You know, Polk County is known for a lot of things, a lot of historical events, you know, that happen each year. Of course, last week we had Gene Engel on talking about the Orange Cup, which is coming up, and you talk about the Tigers, and you talk about Sun and Fun, and one of the other events has been Jeepin with Judd, has become very popular here. Wildly popular in Polk County, and of course at Clear Springs Land. We've got a new event we're going to talk to you about. Well, maybe not new, but another event. That's a better way of saying it. Ashley Lloyd joining us now from Jeepin with a Cure. Jeepin with a Cure or for a Cure?
Jeepin For A Cure.
For a Cure, okay. Yes. All right, well, we'll talk to our staff about that. But Jeepin For A Cure, and tell us about the event. It kind of leads to what you're doing with the name of it, but tell us all about it.
So Jeepin For A Cure is next Saturday here in Bartow, and the original is first started in Missouri, and they did one day of fundraising for local breast cancer patients. They got all the Jeeps together, different local businesses, and they raised over $100,000.
Wow.
So I said, if you could do that in Missouri, we can do that in Florida. So Thunder Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram is sponsoring the event for me. And then the Ozarks actually told me the steps of how to do it. So we've already have about 200 Jeeps. We're at about $12,000 just on registration raised. And it's going to be food trucks and live music, and 100% of the proceeds will go to local breast cancer patients and their families.
That's outstanding. And to put on an event like this, of course, there's so many different areas. There's sponsors, there's volunteers, there's logistical operators. Take us through the assistance that you received to now create this event here in Polk County, because you talked about the number of Jeeps. Those aren't all people from Polk County. They're coming in for this event.
Yes, they actually, once my number started to show, as I checked in with Edmund McClure up north, I started asking him, how do I get more? I want to be as big as Jeepin with Judd, but the first year probably impossible. So he put me in different Facebook and social media groups, and North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and there's a couple Jeeps actually coming from up around Maine area. And so we just started getting them from all over the place, and people calling and saying, hey, you know, we heard you're going to do the first one in Florida. And there's several Jeep clubs in this area that also reached out to me and helped me put it together. So we went from just a little day to now there's a Jeep parade and there's vendor setups, and it just kept growing.
Fantastic.
Great. So we talked a little bit beforehand. You have sort of a Jeep celebrity coming in. So tell us about Allison.
Yes. So Allison Parliament is actually sponsored by Thunder Chrysler here in Bartow. She's originally from Ontario. And I had messaged her on Instagram and told her that I wanted to figure a way to make this event happen. And I thought there would be nothing better than to have her name there. So she and I started talking, and Eric Hale at Thunder helped a little bit. And then she's like, listen, I'll come down for it. She's like, I'll come down, sign ducks, get to meet people, meet the Florida group.
And this because the Duck Jeep has become a phenomenon. So
yes,
people I'm not quite sure, not being a Jeep guy, but so they have the Jeep, they have the Duck. They leave it on a stranger's Jeep with a note on it.
With a little note,
okay,
yes.
So.
I actually had pink, black, and white rubber ducks with a breast cancer ribbon on them, with postcards with our date and our QR code. And I had 1,000 of them that I've put out over Polk County.
Fantastic.
Every time I saw a Jeep.
That is, it's always fascinating to me, and we've been in this business a long time, just what hits, what doesn't, and how things just grow. And certainly, and I alluded to it earlier with the amount of things that have to happen, but events don't just happen. There's a lot of planning, a lot of resources that go in, but there has to be a connection back to it. What is your reason for doing this? And of course, historically, the month of October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you know the NFL and different professional groups have done it. You see it into the high school and even to youth sports, really bring it to the forefront in the month of October. Tell us a little bit about your story.
Well, I was 36 and I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And I went through treatment, and I found the Breast Cancer Foundation of Central Florida. It was a local nonprofit in Lakeland, and it was a group of women started by Leah Greiger, and they just raised money and donated it to local patients. And they helped me through mine, and I told them what they did was so amazing that more people needed to know about them. So for the last 10 months, I have worked on spreading awareness and getting businesses and people in the area to know who we are. And now we've actually started a free wig program, and I have different providers like Moffitt in Florida, cancer specialists that are helping us, supporting us, just anything I can do to help other patients now.
Did I understand you just, I'm sorry, Jack, did I understand you to say that this is the second event because you also have the Pink Ribbon Gala, correct?
The gala on the 27th is the annual event. This will be the 6th year we've had it.
Okay.
We're moving that to Bonnet Springs Park this year.
The 27th of October, where the Jeepin For A Cure is the 21st of October at Clear Springs.
Yes.
Okay, a lot of opportunities. Just want to make sure.
And a Putt for a Cure as well, correct?
And I'm hosting Putt for a Cure on the 29th.
And that's in Auburndale at Hampton's Golf and Country Club.
Yes.
All right. So I think what a lot of people don't realize is, I mean, breast cancer is not just a female issue. It's a male issue as well.
Yes.
There's all sorts of testing and screening that folks should do ahead of time.
Yes.
And I noticed on the website that you have an awful lot of stuff in Spanish as well, trying to reach out to the other communities. So.
Yes, I was receiving a lot of applications in Spanish, and of course I would need one of my friends or reach out to someone like, what does this say? So now I put everything we have in literature in Spanish also. So that way I let one of my friends help me translate with them.
So what are those websites or what are those social media handles that they can get more information from?
Yep.
Our website is Breast Cancer Foundation of Central Florida, and on Instagram and Facebook it's Breast Cancer Foundation of CFL.
Okay.
And there's still time to register for all of this, correct? So there's still time to register for the Jeep. There's still time to register for the Putt, and I assume the gala as well.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, perfect. So the Jeepin For A Cure, do you have to have a Jeep to go out to the event?
No. All the Jeep clubs will be there. I mean, they are pretty serious about their Jeeps and their contests and stuff they're doing. But also, it's just if you want to support, you can just sponsor for the $40 registration fee. You can, whatever you want to bring. There's a Volkswagen that's coming from Osceola, and it's bright pink, and he puts a breast cancer ribbon on it every year since his mom passed away. It's like a 67, 68, and he's coming just to support the cause.
I think as much as, of course, in the business we're in, creating events, recruiting events, and generating the economic impact, but an event like this is special because, cancer doesn't discriminate. It can impact anyone, anytime, any family, anywhere. This is bringing a community together because caregiver and survivor are obviously two terms that are used, but there's the hard part for the person diagnosed, but the caregivers are a huge part of not only getting through it, but moving forward after dealing with the treatment. Talk about that a little bit and why this is like a social or a reunion of those folks coming together.
It's kind of exciting because, like, my husband, he struggled with my diagnosis very hard. And when I started reaching out to meet people in this area, I found a lot of people were looking for support groups, like, well, what about the husbands and the children and what do they do? So those are actually something we're also doing on the side. But it's really good to get people in the community all together, and the ones that are battling now get to see the ones of us that beat our diagnosis. And then other husbands get to meet my husband. They get to discuss, like, this was the hardest part for me. They meet other husbands that they can help. And then you find just principals and business owners, and people will step up and just be like, I was just diagnosed, what do I do? So it makes everybody just feel better that we can beat it.
And it's a scary diagnosis. It's whenever you hear cancer, it really, strikes fear into your heart. So,
yes.
So the support groups are needed.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, let's go through the 3 events again and the website as we're starting to run short on time. So October 21st is the Jeepin For A Cure.
Yes.
And then what's the date on the gala and what's the date on the Putt?
The gala is October 27th, Friday, and the Putt For A Cure is on the 29th.
And one more time, what is that website where you can get information on these events or just for support?
Breast Cancer Foundation of Central Florida.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate the time, Ashley, and we look forward to seeing the success of these events because, as we said, it really impacts everyone. So congratulations on overcoming your battle.
Thank you.
And good luck with all your efforts in this arena, if you will.
Yes, thank you very much.
If you enjoyed this interview and want to watch more Sports Central, click the video below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.